Reading Rocket!
Disney Pixar, Elio, How to Befriend an Alien, and Other Life Forms. Greetings, I'm Olga Solis, and I've become an expert in befriending aliens and other life forms. It may be hard to believe, but in outer space, I made friends of every shape, size, and species. I'm going to show you how you can make friends too, with some out-of-this-world tips and tricks. Oh, but first, there's one thing I need to admit. Making friends hasn't always been easy for me. I've spent a lot of time alone waiting for the day when aliens would come beam me up to their spaceship. Why aliens, you may ask? Well, life in outer space amongst the stars seemed indefinitely better than life on Earth. And I don't know if you've noticed, but humans can be really confusing and complicated. I just knew that aliens, as the more advanced species, would have a better handle on things. Another important detail about me is that I live with my Aunt Olga Solis. She's an Air Force major who tracks space debris along with her team of orbital analysts. Doesn't that sound cool? Tia Olga has always been amazing at her job, and it keeps her super busy. But she was concerned about me being by myself all the time and getting into trouble. I got to a point where she signed me up for Camp Carver. Seriously? Camp Carver? I couldn't go there. I needed to go to space. When I started summer camp, I found out that these two guys named Caleb and Bryce were also attending. We had met on the beach when I was waiting for aliens. They started messing with my radio, which led to a tiny disagreement, which led to my eye injury. We all got in trouble and then got stuck together at Camp Carver. I thought I was doomed for sure, but one night, something amazing happened. There was a sudden bright light, and time froze. Everything just stopped. It was like pausing a video. A spaceship appeared in the sky, and I started floating toward it. The aliens found me, just like I had always dreamed. Then I was taken to an enormous space city called the Communiverse. It's a place where ambassadors from different planets and galaxies gather and share the answers to the universe's biggest questions. I couldn't believe I was finally seeing aliens up close. They were adorable. Technology in the Communiverse was super cool too. There was this stuff called cloning clay, and with a tiny bit of someone's DNA, the clay transformed into a clone of the person. Someone needed to take my place on Earth while I was in the Communiverse, so thanks to the cloning clay, they sent another me. I hoped other Elio would have better luck on Earth than I did. There was also the floating supercomputer. When I first met her, she sounded like Foobs. But she gave me a communidisc, which controls gravity, the atmosphere, and all known languages. And suddenly, we understood each other. That brings me to my first friendship tip. Communication is key. Without a way to communicate, friendship can't even get started. Just ask my new best friend, Gordon.
Communication is extremely important. Before Elio and I could understand each other, he thought I was going to eat him. How gross is that?
Yup, it's true. I thought Gordon had trapped me in his web. But once I shared my communidisc with him, I found out he was actually swaddling me because I looked scared.
That's what my mom does when I get scared. I'm rarely unswaddled.
Gordon taught me how important it is to keep an open mind. If I hadn't, I never would have met the coolest best friend in the universe. Meeting Glorden was awesome, but my time in space wasn't all fun and games. The ambassadors of the Communiverse thought I was the leader of Earth. They were all staring at me. I was really sweaty. When you're nervous, it's hard to make friends. You have to stay calm and confident. I tried, but it was tough to do when I had to negotiate with a warrior named Lord Grygon, who was threatening to destroy the Communiverse. Sure, I'd volunteered to do it so the ambassadors would be impressed with me, but it was still scary.
I should probably mention that Lord Grygon, Blood Emperor of Hylurg, and Scourge of the Crab Nebula, is also my dad.
I was surprised to learn that. Glorden and Lord Grygon don't really look alike.
That's because of the battle carapace. Every Hylurgian gets their armor when they come of age. I was supposed to be excited about conquering civilizations and gaining eternal glory, but I preferred to knit a new cape or hang out with Elio.
I loved hanging out with Glorden too. We bonded right away and explored all the incredible stuff in the Communiverse together. That brings me to my next friendship tip. It's important to spend time together. Making fun memories with someone bonds you for life.
It sure does. Elio is the most amazing person I've ever met. And I've met 4 people.
Before long, the ambassadors discovered that I wasn't actually the leader of Earth. They sent me back home. I was sitting on the beach, feeling sad and lonely, when I heard Tia Olga nearby. She wanted to make contact with aliens because she knew that other Elio wasn't the real me. She tried to find me all by herself and felt so alone. I knew exactly how she was feeling. I realized if you're a good listener, you may find out that someone feels the same way you do. And that can make you feel less alone. Just when I thought my time in the Communiverse was over forever, Glorden crash-landed on the military base. Tia Olga and I snuck into the ship. Glorden was weak and freezing. We had to get him home as soon as possible.
I had wanted to see Earth one day, but not like that. I think space is the best place for me. Thank you for helping me, Elio.
That's what friends are for. You help each other when things get tough. We got Glorden back to the Communiverse just in time. The ambassadors were so impressed that they offered to let me stay. Even though I'd made new friends and had amazing adventures in space, I couldn't leave Tia Olga behind. My family and Earth would always be my home. Of course, I would miss everyone I had met, but it's not always possible to live near your friends. Friendships sometimes mean saying goodbye, or, okay, bye, I love you, as we say in the Communiverse.
I don't like saying goodbye to my best friend.
Me either, but a good friend is always with you, even when you're far apart.
Whether we're on different planets or swaddled in a web together, we'll always be best friends.
Because friendship is as limitless as the universe.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for regular uploads. If you have a favorite book you'd like read, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Until next time, friends!